Hey everybody, so this is the next video in our series of sneak peeks into different music therapy sessions. So this is going to be kind of focusing in on a kids group, anywhere from ages like 2 to 5 probably, but you could very easily make it kind of adjust that scale anywhere from birth all the way up to meeting that adolescent line, depending on song choice and what goals you're working on. So whenever I think of this group, it's usually kind of geared toward children with developmental disabilities or physical disabilities, maybe some that are neurodivergent in some way, but it can also be for neurotypical kids that are just trying to hit those milestones that are so important. There's a big case for music therapy for wellness in general. So with that in mind, I typically meet them where they're at, down here on the ground, gathering them around me. Sometimes parents are there, kind of depending on the group. You don't have to be, depending on the age, but sometimes that can be helpful for extra prompting and for assistance with different instruments and things like that. But with that in mind, we always start off with a hello song. So I try to pick songs that are either kind of based off of children's songs or maybe sound kind of like familiar with what they're used to hearing in kids' songs. So this hello song is written by a music therapist. Look who came to music today, music today, music today. Look who came to music today. We say hi, and then we insert the person's name. Hi, John. Everybody say hi to John. Again, prompting, eye contact, waving, saying hello. And then we go on to the next kid. Look who came to music today, music today, music today. Look who came to music today. We say hi, Sydney. Hi, Sydney. Maybe I hold out this suspended chord to try and prompt extra engagement or get them to look at me, things like that. And then we just keep going around the circle until everyone gets a chance to say or sing hello. And then it's really awesome to orient them to music. It's that cue that happens every time it's time for us to start music. And it helps with those transitions, which can be especially hard for kiddos. So after that, a lot of times they come to the group with a lot of energy, whether that's positive, negative. Either way, we're gonna get some of that energy out and have a little fun with some movement. Hey everybody, can you clap your hands? Clap, clap, clap your hands. Hey everybody, can you clap your hands? Reach up high, way up to the sky. Reach down low, way down to your toes. Reach back up, way up to the sky. Reach down low, way down to your toes. Hey everybody, hey everybody. So at this point, I've kind of got them moving, they're hyper and everything, and then I kind of draw them back in with some choices. So maybe I'll ask one person, maybe I'll ask the group, kind of depends on age, functioning levels, things like that. So do you want to stomp your feet or jump up and down? Maybe they'll tell me, I want to stomp my feet. So we all, either standing or sitting, whatever. Hey everybody, can you stomp your feet? Stomp, stomp, stomp your feet. Hey everybody, can you stomp your feet? Reach up high. high, way up to the sky. Reach down low, way down to your toes. Reach back up, way up to the sky. Reach down low, way down to your toes. Hey everybody, hey everybody. And of course we go through several movements. You know, maybe if they're working on speech goals, I have them say what movement they're doing. So say we're clapping, say, all right, let's say clap, and maybe we're working on the k sound back here, and so I give some of those gestural prompts, the k, k, l, p, some of those kinds of things. But really working on those one-step directions, and maybe sustained attention and those kinds of things. So after that, I usually get out some fun stuff, either instruments or some other various things you'll see. But a lot of times, first off, I start with egg shakers. They are the perfect instrument for kiddos. They are the right size. They're perfect for working on this grasping, the fine motor skills that we can have trouble with sometimes at this age. They come in all these fun colors that we can work on in songs of identifying what color shaker you have. And it's just so super easy to play. So my favorite song to play egg shakers to is I Know a Chicken. It goes like this. I know a chicken, and she laid an egg. I know a chicken, and she laid an egg. Oh my goodness, it's a shaky egg. Shake your shaker all around, all around. You know how to shake your shaker all around. Shake your shaker all around, in a circle all around, all around, all around. So at this point, again, I'm giving some choices. Maybe it's, do you want to shake your shaker fast or slow? And maybe one kid will answer. Maybe I'll get the whole group to chime in. Invariably, it's shaking it fast first. So, shake your shaker all around, shake your shaker all around. Shake your shaker really fast, really fast, really fast. Shake your shaker really fast, really fast. Shake it really fast, really fast, really fast. Shake your shaker really fast, really fast. Now we gotta shake it really slow, really slow. Shake your shaker really slow. You know how it goes. Shake your shaker really slow. Shake your shaker really slow, really slow. You know how to go. Of course, working on those opposites, which is really good. Differentiating between fast and slow. And then we go right back into I know a chicken, and she laid an egg. Oh, I know a chicken, and she laid an egg. Oh my goodness, it's a shaky egg. So we'll go through a lot of different choices, different things. Shake your shaker up and down, left and right, different shapes and things like that. All kinds of things for those following one-step directions, getting to make choices, working on answering those choices verbally. There's so many things that you can embed in this song. It's so much fun and it's awesome. So after that, kind of gauge the vibe of the group. If they've still got more energy they want or need to get out, I might do something a little bit more active. For today, we are gonna get out a book though. So books can be so much fun for music groups because so many kids' books rhyme and the flow is just super easy to sing. Now, if you look on my Facebook page, you can find there's a lot of research kind of showing up now in cognitive music therapy, that processing is so much easier whenever it's sung. Whenever information is sung, it's easier to process, which helps with reading retention and processing those words, learning new words, things like that. It's just way more motivating, and it's easier for our brain to understand those things. So, perfect book for around Easter time with some bunnies on the front, called When We're Together. So I'll get, some kids might want to come closer at this point, other kids might be fine where they are in mom or dad's lap. Kind of depends. So I'm gonna kind of show as much as I can of the book while I'm reading. Maybe some kids might want to come up, work on that fine motor skill of turning the page, and maybe I'll give different kids a chance to do that. But no matter what it is, I'm going to be singing the whole time and then get them engaged with answering simple questions about the book. So this one, I didn't say, is called When We're Together. Together is waking to bright summer sunshine with happy songs filling your head. It's singing the words at the top of your voice as you bounce up and down on your bed. So maybe I ask some simple questions. What animal is this, guys? We've got some bunnies, right? And what's he doing on his bed? Do you guys jump on your bed at home? Silly questions to get kids excited, engaged, things like that. Being together is running down hillsides so fast that you almost can't stop. Maybe I'm working on some of those verbalizations, and stop, that can be such a good word for kids with the hard P, the st. A very important word, but has a lot of those consonants that can be hard. And maybe we're even working on signs, so we can say stop. Okay. Together is landing in one giant heap and catching your breath as you flop. Maybe we're being silly, we're gonna flop over like we just rolled down the hillside. Now, how many birds do we have here, guys? Can we count this together? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Together's the fun that you have when it's snowing, the sleighs that you can't wait to ride. It's giggling while trying to hold up each other whenever your feet slip and slide. Okay? And we'll go through the whole book like this, of engaging the kids, trying to get them to answer simple questions. It's really so easy to implement some of these skills and goals that we're trying to work on and really individualize the session in this way. You can be really intentional with what books you bring, as far as working on specific types of sounds and things for verbalizations. Sometimes there are awesome books for have those sensory books, especially if for kids on the spectrum or different types of sensory needs. That can be super motivating for them. So overall, I love reading and singing with kids. So after that, of course, it's really hard to sit still for a whole book, depending on the length. So we, a lot of times, will get back up and do some more movement. Now, as I was just talking about sensory inputs, another one of my favorites is scarves. So this super fun, very motivating for movement and different things, and so much sensory input for these wonderful, beautiful colors, and sometimes they have cool different feels and kind of depending on what kind of scarves you get. But doing different types of movements can be super fun, really motivating, and a lot of cool stuff you can implement. So this next song is called Scarf Party. Scarf party, we're having a scarf party. Scarf party, we're having a scarf party. And then maybe I'll start us out like usual. Throw your scarf up in the air, in the air, in the air. Throw your scarf up in the air, in the air, in the air. Throw your scarf up in the air, in the air, in the air. Throw your scarf up in the air. What should we do next with our scarf, guys? And then we usually get some silly things like, put your scarf on your head, on your head, on your head. And usually it's on my head. Put your scarf up on your head, on your head, on your head. And so again, it's so easy to implement these following one-step directions. We get up, we get moving, working on some of these fine and gross motor skills depending on what movements we have. A lot of times we'll do those opposites just like with the shakers. Shake your scarves really fast, really fast, really fast. Shake your scarves really fast, really fast, really fast. Shake your scarves really slow, really slow. Scarf party, we're having a scarf party. Perfect. So, depending on what kind of a session we've got, maybe I'll kind of fill in some things here with, traditional kids songs. You can use a lot of different types of things, kind of rewritten, kind of depending on what you're going for. So, Mr. Dustin had a band. And on that band he had a shaker. Shake, shake here and a shake, shake there. Here a shake, there a shake, everywhere shake, shake. Mr. Dustin had a band. And what color was this shaker that he had? It was a green shaker. Mr. Dustin had a band. E-I-E-I-O. And then different types of instruments, things like that. And again, implementing those, everyone has their own different type of shaker or instrument or drum or things like that. They each get to identify their own verbally, following directions, things like that. So then a lot of times one of the last things we do, because it is motivating and one of the things that kids really like to look forward to, and the end of the session can be the hardest to maintain that attention, is some of those other fun instruments, such as our drum. Very colorful, very sensory, stimulating. So this I like to do for sharing. And this can work in a one-on-one setting, or it's perfect for a group because then everybody has to switch instruments during the song. They have to ask for someone else's instrument. Maybe we'll take turns doing that so it's not total chaos. And then everybody gets a different turn with a different instrument. and then we work on my turn. So maybe one at a time, someone will ask for my turn, or sometimes we just pass it to the left, because sometimes that's a little bit easier with some of our younger kids. And then we still have everyone turn to their right and say, my turn, and take that instrument. And then we do it again. Hey, play your instrument, oh, play it happily. Play your instrument, it's easy, you'll see. We'll play and play and play some more. We'll play until we hit the floor. Play your instrument with me. Okay, now the instruments are all done. We have to pass them back in. So again, perfect for social skills. It's so easy to implement some of those important milestones in there with verbalizations, if we're wanting them to say different instrument names, colors, those kinds of things. And of course, fine, gross motor skills, depending on what instrument you have, working on that grasp and being able to play the drum. So awesome. So then about this point, usually about where it's time for us to get going. So of course we have to do our goodbye song. Goodbye, insert someone's name. Goodbye, Jacob. Goodbye, Jacob. Goodbye, Jacob. It was nice to see you today. Let's all say bye to Jacob. Goodbye, Cynthia. Goodbye, Cynthia. Goodbye, Cynthia. It's nice to see you today. So that is what a typical kids group looks like. Again, it's very easy to kind of adjust it depending on what goals you're wanting to work on. But I hope this kind of gave you a little sneak peek and a taste of what it would look like.